Hey guys, Shelemental here. So for this video, I thought we'd discuss my favorite and least favorite zones in WoW Legion. Now before we start this off, this video is going to be subjective, so please know that going in. However, I'd love to hear your opinions on Legion's new zones in the comments section, and let me know why as well. On top of this, each zone will be split up into 3 categories. Art, meaning the visual appeal of the zone, questing, how much I enjoyed the leveling and quests, and story, did I care about the characters and events involved in a particular zone. With that being said, I'll rank these from least favorite to favorite, and also in reality, I really didn't mind either zones, and in fact, loved most of them. So with that being said, let's get right into number 5. Number 5, Stormheim. Art. In terms of art, Stormheim had a style that I actually did enjoy and would be ranked much higher in the list if it was about art style alone. I enjoyed the Viking feel that Stormheim had throughout the zone, with the constant feeling as though I'd been placed in 1600 Scotland and was embarking on a journey through a new land, which I personally found to be really cool. As well as this, we do see the constant theme of dragons and Valkyrie throughout the zone, which at times does get a bit repetitive, but I didn't really mind it as much. I also loved Odin's model and Helheim completely and really reveled at what Blizz did with it. This zone did have a raid, that being the Trial of Valor, which I found to look good as well. Questing. The questing in Stormheim is really why I didn't appreciate the zone as much as I could have. The questing in the zone to me just kind of felt stale. It seemed to be that it was dragging on and we couldn't really get hooked into the concept that Sylvanas was missing for the Horde and the God King was going to take the Aegis of Akramar. Overall, the questing in the zone really bored me, left me feeling as though the zone could have worked to its full potential had the questing been better. Story. Stormheim's story once again was something I really did not care about, sort of like the questing. To me, all it was Blizzard's attempt to make a quote-unquote villain, which we had to stop, with us being the champion or hero of the zone, and bring to justice. I could have cared less about this in all honesty. I found the God King Skovald to not really be a character with much depth or feeling, and it felt as though we were just racing him to the Aegis in a slow competition to the finish. I found this Zope attempting to make us a hero, but only half-assing it and making it feel as though all we did at the end of it was save a slice of bread from a man with a beard. Number 4. Surma. Art. Surma's art, as you'll see us here with many other zones, was amazing. I mean, probably best in this whole list amazing. Surma had so many intricate and jaw-dropping places alike from demon pits to glimmering cities beyond. Surma on max graphics can really take your breath away and doesn't make it feel like WoW's been a 10+ year old game. I was highly impressed also with the Nighthold raid and the 2 dungeons that take place within Surma, and really felt like Blizzard did a good job making them like a place you want to be in rather than something you might have to be in. In short, Surma looked amazing and really was a great way for Blizzard to introduce more max level quests. Questing. Now the questing in Surma was good, and that's about what I would say for it, was just good. The main problem I had with it is it seemed to just going on and on with the requirement of reputation to continue on questing. I'm currently in the process, for example, of grinding out flying and just have to get rep just to continue on questing in the story, which I don't really find very cool. On top of this, Surma's questing was long, as I mentioned, like really long, with 11 whole chapters having to complete. This is not a zone you can complete in just 1 day or even 2, maybe even a week, because you need reputation to continue. The quests have been pretty fun, I guess. Most of them have been fairly basic, with a few nice surprises like following a city guard around or making wine and stepping on grapes for it. So overall, the questing was okay. Story. The story in Surma, although long, was really good. This zone being so long really gives you a sense of the brokenness that happened in Surma due to the Grand Magistrate's deal with the Burning Legion. I feel a strong connection to some of the characters, but not others, and what they went through and what actually happened at their home. There's not much to say about the story except play through yourself and you really see what I mean as the almost brokenness of the whole zone and what actually happened now. And if you've played through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 3. Highmountain. Art. Highmountain's art style in reality was actually kind of boring. It seemed to be quite repetitive at times, but for me it wasn't really a bad thing as I joined the Tauren theme. In each new chapter there's a new type of Tauren with a new backstory and look to them. However, the areas that Highmountain is really pleasing to look at felt most like an open field which you were running through. I felt like Highmountain was a place that Tauren used not just as their home, but as a place to settle in one of their comfy farms or villages, and I was able to get this feeling just from the art style alone. Some of the Fell Totem and Trog models also looked exceptional while questing. Questing. I actually really like the questing in Highmountain because it surprised me. I thought it'd be similar to Stormheim's, that there's 3 tribes, you need to unite them to stop the bad guy. Wow, but it wasn't. As you progress through each one of them, you see the backstory of how their homes were destroyed by Dargul the Underking. You then continue on and meet the tribe seems a bit off and find out they've been corrupted by fell energy, and you watch your Tauren war-brave friend get murdered by Dargul, and you want to keep questing to see what happens next. More than just this, I really love the Holin's War quest chain, which you were told a story about a hero from the past, and you get to experience his power as you cut down rows of demons ahead of you, which I gotta say was really freaking cool. Story. Overall, I like the story Highmountain told me. In the beginning, it seems like a simple enough zone with one main enemy which you can stop. However, everything goes wrong and you kind of feel for the Tauren as everything they've done their whole lives is taken away from them, which made me both feel kind of sad and impressed that Blizz had done that. Dargul was an amazing character, and after he killed Warbrave Oro, I badly want to kill him to teach him a lesson. I also felt other parts of the story, such as the Felton Thryberni and the whole story behind them, and it made me question what was really going on at the village, which was a fun thing to do. The bringing together two tribes from the High Mountain made me feel excited, since it was like we had put our differences aside to stop one enemy good and for all. High Mountain story is one I personally thought to be engaging and refreshing, since we hadn't heard of this place before. Number 2, Valshura. Art. Valshura has both unique and kind of repeated art style. You start on Lower Lothiel and are told by Malfurion that this zone is an echo of the Emerald Dream itself, which looks amazing. However, as you move on and discover the Nightmare, you begin to see this gorgeous place be corrupt in certain areas. Now, one thing about the Nightmare I will say is that a lot of it just looks red and black, which gets kind of boring, sort of like the End of Wa did with Tanan and like the whole green and black theme. However, visually, it does look very impressive, and I should point out, overall, I enjoyed how the zone looked, and especially the parts that weren't corrupt, that looked like the dream. The Emerald Nightmare raid looked good, I gotta say, and I liked how each portal brought you to a new area in Azeroth that was being corrupt. That was really cool. At the end of the raid, also, you were put into the Emerald Dream itself, which I was thrilled about finally getting to see what it looked like. So Valshura had about 2 main art styles of the zone, which both looked pretty good. Questing. I personally loved the way Blizz side do the quests here. First off, you're dropped into these stunning green forests and hills, and Khadgar tells you that all is well in Valshura. However, as you progress on, you see that everything is not all well, and everything slowly goes to shit. So, you have to step in and take control of the zone and the evil that lurks there. I found all the quests there to be fun, and Xavier's continuing to sift out of the whole quest line was really, really fun. My favorite quest is when Malfurion is trapped, you keep finding him, what you think to be dead, captured, or alive, but it turns out to be an illusion. Afterwards, Xavier's reveals the real Malfurion, and then gives you a choice between going after him or saving the Temple of Elune, which is really fun and interesting and made me want to keep going on. Overall in the zone, I seemed to enjoy myself, even down the Brits and Braddon's book, which were hilarious to listen to the dialogue they had to say. Valshura had some pretty cool quests. Good job, Blizzard. Story. If this list was down to story alone, Valshura would win. I could not believe how many major characters are killed or corrupted or even just found within this zone. It felt like Game of Thrones. From Malfurion to Cenarius to Ysera, it seemed as if every character we'd met in the lore previous to this would come and help protect the dream, and I just kept shaking my head in amazement due to how captivating the story was as you move on. In addition, the story told was really, really cool. For years, players have talked about wanting to go to the Emerald Dream and see what lies within it, and now we are told this whole zone is about protecting it. And my god, they had a great way of telling it, from summoning Ysera from the Emerald Dream, having to kill her, Cenarius being corrupted, Malfurion captured. It was just an incredible thing to experience completely, and I recommend you level here. Definitely. Number 1, Azuna. Art. Azuna's art style is really what made me want to play this zone. I've always had interest in oceans and seas and beaches and things of that nature, and the zone was just kind of all about that. Within the zone as well, you do find a variety of different locations, all relating back to the Ajara and beachy feel of the whole thing. Within the zone, you find giant dragons, strange academics, walruses, and just about everything in between. The art in Azuna is something I felt like was kind of underappreciated by the community as a whole, but I found myself just in utter awe at how good the Broken Isles looked because I started my first Legion character in Azuna. Questing. Much like the art, the questing in the zone just kind of felt right for me, and this zone had probably some of the coolest quests I've ever done, like the rune drawing quest and the quest where you become Prince Ferrandis as he tells you the story of how he discovered you tied up. The enemies in the zone in particular, like the new buff-looking Naga, also felt really cool to fight and felt like a mini Ajara expansion, sort of like how Valshura felt like a mini Emerald Dream expansion. I really like the feel in the questing here, and even enjoy the quest where you have to help give the dragon Senegos to build up his strength for you for information, so you feed him crystals. Most zones would have made a boring grind for some food which you'd give to him and you'd be underway, but instead the Withered began to stream into his lair and try and drain him of all his lay energy, which was a cool way to tell the story, and you even got to see the Withered flank into his pool as you fly high above them. Story. As you can expect, the story for me also really hit home like the other two categories. Much like the other zones of the Broken Isles, you are a constant hunt for pillar creation, however, particularly liked how it was told here. It felt as though you needed to recreate the time stone because Queen Ashara was going to use it for her own means for the Legion and the Naga. This seemed really cool and sort of like the Emerald Dream. Once again, people have been waiting for an Ajara X-Pack, and we've been dealing with her for a while now. It seemed like, unlike Stormheim, this foe was just one that we need to be in our chase, as she was going to do some major things with the Tidestone, which may result in a flood across Azeroth. More than just this, the whole telling of how Ferrandis doomed his people from death felt like I wanted to know more, and kept me hooked as I continued to dive deeper into what actually happened with him and his people, and almost made me want to read one of the novels about the lore of the Broken Isles. They did a great job of this, and some of the side quests like stopping demon portals with Ned Shoemaker felt both fun and almost as if it was a major chapter quality storytelling. I loved everything about Azuna, so thanks so much for making a fun zone, please. So yeah guys, that's about all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It took a ton of time for me to make, and I hope you also had a wonderful Easter. If this gets uploaded on Tuesday, I do apologize for that as I'm traveling with my family, so I'll have to upload 2 days earlier, but videos from now on will continue on from Thursdays. Also, do leave a comment down below what zones you like and dislike, and if you agree or disagree with my choosing of zones. That's all for me. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.